Still on the topic of health, the health department recently confirmed that the FLiRT subvariant of COVID-19 has been detected here in the Philippines, although regions nationwide remain at low risk for the virus. Joining us tonight to talk about this FLiRT variant is DOH spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Albert Domingo. Dr. Domingo, thank you so much again for joining us tonight.
Hi, good evening, Sean, Gretchen, and Maricel. It's a pleasure to be with you again tonight.
Okay, let's just start off with the FLiRT variant. Anecdotally, people who have been getting COVID recently, medyo parang mas down sila for a long time. Recently, before that, I think yung Ministry of Health ng Singapore nag-warn na rin sa mga at-risk members of their population to get revaccinated. Can you tell us, Dr. Domingo, ano po ba yung FLiRT variant? Paano ba ito nagkaiba? And how afraid should we be of this new subvariant?
Yeah, thanks for that question. Although, admittedly, I always cringe whenever people call it the FLiRT variant. Kasi it sounds like it's not a serious issue. We call it the KP2 and the KP3 variants in the DOH, and also internationally. Singapore doesn't call it the FLiRT variant. Having said that, yeah, diba? Kasi, I mean, just to put this out of the way, it's hard to communicate health risk. I always advise the media not to use it. But anyway, so KP2 and KP3. We do have the cases now here, and yes, there are anecdotal reports of severe feelings and all. However, we see that the bed occupancy rates are still the same. They're still around, playing around 15%. 14% of COVID-19 ICU beds, 15% of total COVID-19 beds. This is important, Sean, Gretchen, and Maricel, because when we say that the variant is mild, we have the evidence with us. Even the hospitals themselves are saying they are seeing increases in mild cases, but their ICU beds are not getting filled up. And that is good news for us.
Okay, clarify lang natin. And then for those who are maybe more at risk, those who have other comorbidities, yung senior citizens, small children, are they also, as the usual case with COVID, are they more at risk for getting a severe case?
So, the cases we are observing that turn out to be severe and critical, sila yung mga, to begin with, merong mga comorbidities. They were brought to the hospital because of something else. And then when they were tested at the hospital, the doctors found out that, incidentally, they also have COVID-19. So, does that mean we relax? No, it only means that we also have to be careful, especially if you are part of a vulnerable population. But we did see, or we are seeing rather, the vaccines that were given to us from before are still protective in preventing severe cases. It's just that this variant or subvariant, KP2 and KP3, they're able to evade detection, meaning the immune system doesn't recognize them that fast, so they're able to transmit that well.
So, Asec, paglilinaw lang doon, ibig bang sabihin, kailangan namin magpabakuna uli or may available na ba na vaccine to protect us from this particular variant?
Hindi rin kasi gumagawa yung manufacturers You have to understand that the vaccine manufacturers are business people at the end of the day, and if they don't see a market, if no one is actually demanding for the vaccine, they won't be manufacturing. How do we know if there is a demand? If there is higher mortality and severity. Kapag mas maraming tao worldwide ang namamatay, ibig sabihin na mga gobyerno mas bibili. Pero kung nakikita ng mga scientists natin, ng mga doctors natin, and also internationally na mild ang virus na to, ang subvariant na ito, at gumagaling naman ng kusa after 5 days, then there is no need to manufacture a new vaccine. But should they manufacture, we'll look at it and we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Asec, how are our numbers now? The number of cases, hospital utilization rate, and I'm also seeing that there was a 58% jump from May 21 to 27 and the previous week. Medyo malaki yun.
Let's start from the 58% jump, no? Kasi, di ba, mathematically, if you're coming from a small base, any increase will come out big, computationally. Should we be alarmed at 58%? Let's have a context, though. It's better to look at the status at the start of this year and also around 1 year ago, May 2023. Ngayon, ang average number of cases per day natin, new cases, nasa 319. Oo, totoo, tumaas siya compared to 202 the week before. But if you look at January 2024, we were actually hitting 500 cases per day. But there was no FLiRT and there was no other, di ba? Alam mo, the way that the DOH sees this, kung hindi lang nagkaroon ng cute na pangalan ng FLiRT, hindi siya magiging popular eh. Because we already did hit 500 cases per day last January. There was no cause for alarm. We hit 1,750 cases per day in May 2023. There was also no cause for alarm.
Okay, so parang it's coming from a really low baseline. So medyo nakaka-deceive
Parang,
yung
parang
Exactly.
namamarket pa yung
Oo,
virus no? Yung subvariant.
Exactly. Marketing ang nangyayari eh.
Eh, pero kasi naman, Doc, di ba, parang kung yung Singapore Health Ministry nagsabi, so, siguro yung mga tao mapapaisip talaga, baka tayo din kailangan. So, I don't know why the Ministry of Health over there made an announcement. Pero for the mga at-risk individuals here, can we just clarify, no need to get revaccinated?
Booster shots?
Well, let me also praise Singapore for what they did. Number one, Singapore doesn't use the name FLiRT. If you look at their announcement, similar to the Philippine DOH, we try to avoid using FLiRT. Sumasakay na lang ako kasi talagang ang mga writers natin tuwang-tuwa sa FLiRT eh. So sakyan na rin namin. Pero if you see at how the Singaporeans do it, they don't use FLiRT. But they did send a signal that there is a highly transmissible subvariant and we have to be alert. Being alert is different from being alarmed. And this is my way of answering the second question. Para sa mga vulnerable ba, kailangan ba silang mabakunahan? At this point, I mean, ng bagong bakuna, at this point in time, hindi pa natin nakikita yon because thank goodness, the subvariant is mild at hindi siya nag-i-increase ng severe cases. But the DOH is continually monitoring our data and also looking at bulletins from abroad, internationally. Kung magkaroon ng change, we will immediately change our advice. But for now, just be alert, don't be alarmed.
Asec, sa totoo lang, nagka-COVID ako, no? I think more than a month ago, my mom came from Vietnam. She came from traveling. Are there countries that we should avoid that have high cases of this variant?
Hindi rin eh. Kasi it's similar to me being asked a few days ago na, di ba, na-detect na nga natin dito sa Pilipinas, there are 2 AP2 cases in addition to 30 JN1, which is the parent strain, and 2 cases of JN1.18. In other words, yung mga new subvariants nandito na. So I was asked, and similar to your question parang saang lugar sa Pilipinas meron. In public health, if you know that a particular subvariant is highly transmissible, and especially if your borders are porous or non-existent, wala namang borders in between provinces in the Philippines So there's no use actually saying where it comes from. But should you wish to find out where it comes from, even WHO itself already said it's actually worldwide. All the regions of WHO worldwide have already detected the KP2, KP3 subvariant.
Okay, Asec, if you would indulge me, right before we went to this interview with you, Maricel was reading a report about the higher incidence of rabies cases.
Sure.
Speaking of bakuna, saan po ba pwede magpabakuna ang mga tao? Because, I mean, I'm not so updated, no? Pero nagkaroon kasi ng isang time na yung mga ABC o yung Animal Bite Center, supposedly wala na raw rabies vaccine and then i-redirect kayo sa San Lazaro. So right now, at this moment in time, at present, saan po ba pwede mag-avail yung publiko ng rabies vaccine dahil napakamahal nito? Kahit ako, nakukuripot ako bayaran.
At ang dami.
At ang dami.
Paulit-ulit, yes.
Paano yun, Asec?
Yeah. First off, nakita rin natin yan, no? Humaba nga yung pila daw sa San Lazaro and the other big hospitals. Our preliminary analysis is mukhang nagkakaroon ng distribution problem. Meron po tayong bakuna in country as evidenced by San Lazaro being able to give the vaccines. And I would anticipate na baka ang RITM rin baka nakakabigay, the big hospitals. So it makes us wonder, and that's what we're checking on, na parang mukhang nagkaroon lang yata ng distribution issues. And in a way, it's also a silver lining kung ba't nagkaroon ng ganoon. We are seeing more consultations. Now, the rabies cases are all fatal. Pag ikaw nakitaan ng rabies, you will die. So, but the good news is, if you bring your animal bite, an animal bite is not necessarily a rabies case. Pag dinala mo ang animal bite for consultation, which we're seeing now, and thank you to you guys in the media na tumataas yung awareness, there's a chance to fight it off. Yun yung nakikita naming phenomenon. Tumaas yung demand mukhang hindi yata handa yung mga centers na dun sa pagtaas ng demand generation natin. So we're gonna fix the supply distribution issue.
And Asec, ano yung nakikita natin na trend in the next few weeks or month? Kasi I understand nakaka-apekto sa mood ng mga dogs, cats, yung sobrang init natin in the past few months eh. Kaya sinasabi nung iba baka naka-apekto yun dun sa pagtaas ng rabies cases eh. But now that it's rainy season, ano yung nakikita natin na trend? May epekto ba yan?
Well, interestingly, it's actually the behavior of people na nakikita nating dahilan kung bakit dumadami ang rabies cases during the summer. Because more people are outside of their houses and exposed to stray dogs and cats. But I'll answer that question. Yung mood ng mga animals, I'm more concerned on how we handle them, pet handling. I'm a pet owner myself, and earlier today, I was asked by another media outfit what the DOH comment is on pet owners kissing their fur babies. So sabi ko, I love my fur babies, but I don't kiss them because if you know animal behavior, that's not natural. Or if they do it, parang they're probably signaling something else. And if they get pissed or they get irritated, the natural behavior of a dog or a cat is to scratch you or to bite you. And that's where rabies can actually come in.
Okay, well, actually, fur moms kaming lahat
Yeah.
dito, Dr. Domingo. Hinahalikan din namin yung mga aso namin. Bottom line is, in the near future, distribution should be, kumbaga, more at pace with the rate of people getting consulted for animal bites, yeah?
That is correct. That is correct.
Alright.
This is like when a popular food chain parang was unable to supply the Happy Chicken. Without saying the brand. O,
Yes.
diba? Parang ganun yun.
Okay, sige. So supply on demand, maraming salamat as usual for taking the time out to join us tonight. Department of Health Assistant Secretary Dr. Albert Domingo, maraming salamat, Doc.